Everybody's here, and I'm glad that everybody is networking. Right now, there's already, I think, about 85 people having meetings, 86 hopefully, people having meetings upstairs. There were more than 2,500 meetings pre-booked. So please welcome to Arctic15, and I hope you enjoy your time as much as you can. This conference is a lot about getting to meet people and getting to know people. And right now, we'll start with a 10-minute talk by me, actually, on conferences in general, right? And how you can make the most of Arctic15. And I would like to tell you a couple of stories, and I hope some of you at the back hear it as well. And I want to start with one story that many of you probably know. And this story is about Google. Not many people know how Google got started and how Larry Page met Sergey Brin. And how that actually happened is that Larry was visiting Stanford, right? And Sergey was there. And he volunteered to show him around on a tour of Stanford. And it was a totally random decision to do that. Unfortunately, during the first meeting, they both thought that the other was very obnoxious. But somehow they actually still managed to meet each other and get to know each other. And they really got it off and started talking a lot. And that's how Google got started. And that's Jan. We also met randomly at Arctic15 because he was volunteering at Arctic15. And that's what the first story is all about, is that you guys have to really look for these random meetings, right? To find these random people you really don't know, and be open to it. Next, as I want to tell you a story about Facebook, another company you might have heard of, right? So Mark Zuckerberg actually wanted to completely shut down Facebook at one point, right? He wanted to close it down and start a company called Wirehog, which was a file-sharing company, similar to Dropbox, so maybe not that bad of an idea. But Facebook might be a little bit better. But there was a guy called Sean Parker who actively wanted to meet him. You may have seen the movie, right? So he was actively sending emails, trying to get in touch with him, trying to call him. Eventually they met. And he convinced him to not just drop the V from the Facebook, but to also actually keep going and not give it up completely, right? And this is the second story that I want to share with you, because I want you guys to be really active today, right? And really find those people that you really want to talk to, right? And not give up, right? This is very, very important. And finally, one other story of a third company you may have heard of, Microsoft, is about not giving up on opportunities. At one point in Microsoft history, IBM came to them and said, hey guys, do you have software to run all these machines we have? And they said, well, not really, we don't do that kind of thing. That was Bill Gates. And he said, why don't you go to this guy called Kildare? He has all the software that you might need. So IBM did just that. They took on a plane, they went to his home, and he was not there. He didn't meet IBM. And he said that he was busy flying his private jet. He was pretty wealthy at the time. So IBM went back to Microsoft and said, hey, we went to this guy, Kildare, but he wasn't there. And then Bill Gates said, well, okay, fine, I'll hire somebody. And they made software. It was called MS-DOS. And that's how the history got started. So don't do that, you know? Don't give up on opportunities. Don't say no to new things and new people. Sometimes it's not just about the relevant people that you meet, but the random people that you meet. Very often it's not about looking for this one investor that you really want to meet, but meeting somebody who's sitting right next to you in the audience. That might be the next person that will be the most important person in your life. So try to meet anybody you can today. And finally, I want to tell you a story from our life, me and Jan. We went to Dublin Web Summit, right?
Yes.
What did we do there?
We networked.
Networked, very good. How did we do that, Jan?
We hacked conferences.
Okay, good. So what we did was we actually hacked conferences, and we organized one, but we welcome you guys to hack ours as well, or try to. So what we did is I found this piece of paper on a table, and it had all the list of VIP meetings and restaurants that they had. And one of them had the story about the thing called the blind pig, 70 people. So we really wanted to get into that because we thought that's going to be really, really closed door event. There's going to be a lot of really cool people. And we did. And the way we did that was to look on Google, what's this blind pig restaurant? But it was not there, right? It was a speakeasy bar, a bar that you don't know, where you have to like knock on the door and you open a little slider and they let you in. But on Google, we found that it was on this particular street in Dublin. So we went there, we went to that street, we walked like up and down the street a couple of times, nothing, no blind pig. We thought we were blind. But then Jan spotted garbage man.
Yes, so I asked, hey, garbage guy, he must know something, he's from around here. So I asked him, hey, do you happen to know where the blind pig is? And the guy says, yes, it's right here. And he pressed the door code off, and then it opened the door, and when we entered.
Right? We had to ask the garbage guy to let us in, right? And we went in, and you know what? It was not a VIP reception. It was not a place for 70 top people at the Dublin Web Summit. It was a meeting for all the people that worked at the event, right? It was for all the partners and all the people that were a part of the team. But still, it was really cool. We met a guy called Ben, and we drank with him all night. Sorry, I didn't say that. We networked with him all night. We became really good friends. Later, Ben quit Dublin Web Summit. He started working for this small company called Zalando. And when Zalando came to Helsinki, opened an office here, hiring developers, guess who Ben called to open the whole event for them? To invite all the people, to organize all the logistics, right? It was us. And that was a totally random meeting with a person theoretically not relevant at the time. But we became really good friends. And we're doing a lot of business together right now. Right? And this story tells you about the fact that you can push the limits, but you also need to look for any one person that you can meet. Next, I want to give you a few practical tips for this event, for Arctic15. Arctic15 is not about just the stage, although we do hope you listen to our speakers, but it's mostly about the meetings, about the things that are happening right there, right now. All the networking over there, right? So, a few very practical tips. First of all, please don't pitch, right? Be human, right? Talk to people, ask questions about them. Try to be really earnest and interested about the people, right? And then you will start building real and meaningful connections. And ask for advice, ask for help from anybody. Anybody can help you, not just the top shots, not just the investors. Anybody can help you. So really be talkative and try to not just ask, not just to pitch. And it's not too late now to really fill your calendar. If you look at mine, you will find that, I'm opening the event at 9:15. At 10:20, I have a meeting. At 10:40, I'm going backstage and checking some things. It's all filled out. I guarantee you that most of you have Arctic15 for today and tomorrow. And that's not how you should do it. You should really plan everything. When do you have a speaker? When are you meeting people? When are you speed dating? When are you going to check out our food? Plan it, and there's still time. And there's also still time to book the meetings. And give in to randomness, talk to new people, and be a connector. If you find somebody, and he might or she might not be relevant for you right now, think about who you can connect them to, right? Those people will be thankful to you forever if you help them find the right people at the event. So please, be a connector, be a facilitator, help people. And, we wanted to use the Arctic15 event to the maximum, right? We have speed dating, matchmaking, D-rooms, ad hoc meetings, food street, workshops, everything. Did I miss anything?
No. Well, you said food street already, right?
Food street, yes. We're very happy about our food, so do check it out. I think food is one of the most important things at conferences, and often very neglected.
And great coffee right there. Go for Warrior Coffee. Woo!
Hello, Rico. All good? Nice.
Riku, did you have something you wanted to come here on stage and say something? Come.
Rico is our good friend, and he's been making coffee. And actually, Rico is a good example because I met Rico when I first came to Finland. We worked in the same company. And then one day, I knew a guy from GE, and he was looking for somebody to make coffee for them. And Rico was passionate about coffee. Come on up, man. And Rico was very, very passionate about coffee, so I gave the number of the guy to Rico. You can grab this, and you can tell what happened then.
Hey guys, come enjoy good coffee at the Flux Cafe, sponsored by Microsoft and delivered to you by Warrior Coffee. I'm not here to tell anything else but to wish happy birthday to my wife.
Yay!
She's
Happy
working
birthday!
with us. Give him a little applaud. I love you.
All right, and that's also a bit of randomness. And that's how it all started. Like Rico started doing Warrior Coffee, and now he's here and doing a lot of good stuff. So be random, and you know, as you said, we were just random here. So do more of that. You know, connect people. And a little bit about Arctic15 itself. You know, we put a lot of work into the event and a lot of love, and we really want you to get something out of it. We don't want you just to leave and say, hey, that was just another conference. This is the first time me and Jan did it. If you look really closely on me, you may see that I'm crying, because that was the last moment, and I'm almost crying now, of Arctic15. And it's really important for us to make the best event that we can for you guys, because it is important that you come back later and tell us, hey, we met investors here. We have Yogaya in the room who raised the funding round twice at Arctic15. We have another company that I spoke to yesterday who raised funding just from the speed dating session, right? And that's what we want you guys to do. We want you to come home and in 6 months send us an email and say, hey guys, we really did something. We met somebody. It doesn't have to be an investment round, just something. And I think the most important part is to remain human, right? To really build meaningful and deep connections. To really, really put as much effort as you possibly can into building these long-term, meaningful connections. And that's what Arctic15 is about. And I think if you connect all these things just right, the universe will respond, right? And then you will find the one, and you will find unity, and you will find really, really important people that will be with you for the rest of your lives. And that's what this event is about. Thanks. Cool. All right. Woo! And if you have any questions, find our team, the crew, me, Jan, or anybody else. But thank you so much and enjoy the event.